we are making shakshouka or baked eggs. So if you're wondering, Sunday morning, Saturday morning, and you want a cafe style breakfast, but you want it to happen quickly, this is a good one. That you don't need to scramble any eggs, you don't need to poach any eggs. You basically, everything goes into one pan, goes into the oven for a little while and comes out, and you've got a cafe style breakfast. I'm going to cheat a little bit by using the Pucara tomato or the pasta sauce, which is going to double up nicely as our shakshouka base. So, pan on. A couple of garlic, I'm going to use 3 garlic cloves that I'm going to just roughly chop. I don't mind them being a little bit chunky because we're going to bake this sauce and egg mixture in. We're going to grill the sauce and egg mixture for probably 15 minutes. So by then the chunks of garlic will have softened enough, and I love garlic, so I actually don't mind having some big chunks of garlic in there. But because we're baking it, that garlic is going to infuse into the sauce as well. So a couple of big cloves of garlic. Saute that just until sort of we start to get a little bit of heat into our garlic and it starts to cook. Most of the cooking, like I said, is going to happen in the oven as we bake it, but we do want to get the temperature of our sauce reasonably or up to temperature before we put it in there so that our eggs cook evenly. So our tomato base. Now shakshouka normally has a little bit of chili in it. Now you can add the chili if you're making the sauce at home from a sort of tin tomato base. You need to add that chili, which is why that's there. But because this sauce has got chili in it already, I'm not going to add that green chili to it because there's a good amount of chili in this sauce. If you're wondering sort of what this is similar to, think an arrabbiata pasta sauce, which has got that sort of real chili kick. This has definitely got that. So now that we're starting to see our garlic bubble away, and we've got some heat in the pan, I can add in our tomato sauce. Now, anytime you add any tomato sauce, it doesn't matter what it is, to a pan, you need to add some salt. It'll always need seasoning, tomatoes and salt. All right, so the only other thing I want to add to this is my paprika. So I've just got about a tablespoon of paprika. Pop that in. And then my eggs are going to be cracked into that tomato-based sauce and then go into our oven. I've got my oven set on a fan grill because the heat that's in the pan, because we've got that sauce nice and hot now, that will cook the eggs from the bottom, but we need that grill component from the top to help cook the eggs from the top. All right, so turn that off. Break your eggs. I'm going to have 2 eggs. Let's give that another stir. Break your eggs. If you're doing 3 eggs, 4 eggs, however many eggs you want in there, but just make sure you get a little bit of space between the eggs when you break them. Second egg. All right, so we'll pop this. So if you just agitate your pan a little bit, the eggs will sink down into the sauce. So the sauce makes way, moves to the side, and the eggs will sink in, and then they can go into our fan grill in the oven. While they finish off in there, I'm going to start to get the salsa ready, which I'm going to put on top of the eggs when they come out, and we'll cook our sourdough as well. So I've just chopped a little bit of that fresh green chili. I only took the bottom part, so once I started to see some seeds, I've stopped because I don't want any more heat in this because there's enough heat in the sauce itself. And that sort of the chili, the green part of the chili without the seed will just freshen the salsa up a little bit. So diced tomato, some roughly chopped coriander, and then the unseeded parts of that green chili into a bowl. A pinch of salt. Again, tomatoes and salt. We talked about it before. Drizzle of olive oil, and then just a cheek of lemon. That's all it needs. And then I've got a little bit of, oh, my eggs are done. Perfect timing. All right, so I've got a little bit of that leftover paprika, which I'll pop in with that salsa. Mix that in. Eggs can come out. Just before I do that, some garlic. Just rub that on the coarse cut side of the sourdough. I actually think that the oils that are in the garlic itself sort of give it enough of a coat. All right, eggs out. So that is what you would serve it in. You can get little Shakshouka bowls, which are like a little cast iron bowls, about a little bit smaller than that skillet pan is, which you would then break your eggs in, put that in and serve it on that on a wooden board. But I'm going to serve it in our fry pan. So my salsa can go on top. Like I said, for a cafe style breakfast that comes together really quickly, if you've got a good quality tomato sauce you can use as the base, and you don't have to worry about sort of adding heaps of flavour to tinned tomatoes, that's done in 20 minutes, if that. So 15 to 20 minutes, and you can have baked eggs sitting at your table, ready to eat on a Sunday morning at 10:30. It's a beautiful way to finish off a weekend, I reckon. So make sure you catch up with us next time here on Left Off the Map.